Hey, Redeeming Grace Church family and friends and supporters. Thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this weekly update for Tuesday, October 24th of 2023. First of all, I just want to celebrate a great Sunday. We had a wonderful prayer meeting at 9:30. It was heavy as people shared some really impactful and deep, dark things. But it was a real joy to pray and to nurture and care for one another and pray for our service. The service itself went great at 10:30. We had to get extra chairs out because we had people that came. And for those of you who have been coming to the prayer meeting, we had 5 or 6 of the people that we have been praying for, that they would come or that there would be an opportunity to minister to them. They came. And so that prayer meeting is already becoming an engine of ministry. The Bible says that we have not because we ask not. Pray for the Lord of the harvest to send out workers and to draw people in. And that has happened. That happened Sunday. And so kudos to Caleb Shaner for anticipating and seeing that people were coming in and setting up more chairs for them. We all need to have that kind of attitude where we're watching for those that are coming in. We're making it easy for them to come in. It might be a little intimidated to come into a church, to come in and sit through something that might feel odd and a little bit uncomfortable, to make them feel comfortable so that they can hopefully hear the message that we're preaching, praying, and singing about. And so good job, Caleb. And may we all kind of think about how we can maybe move to the center chairs so that there's room on the edges, and think about how to make it really inviting for people to come in and consider Jesus. And so great Sunday. Loved preaching Mark 2, 1 through 12. Just a great passage, and I'm so grateful that some of those that I've been praying for, many of them not Christians, some of them going through really horrendous, awful things, that they came on that Sunday in answer to our prayers and heard of a Jesus who heals and forgives sins. What a wonderful Sunday. Pray that those gospel seeds that landed on hearts found good soil, and that we would see some of those people come back, and we would see them brought into the kingdom, that we would see hurts healed, that we would see relationships reconciled. Just pray that Sunday would have eternal ripple effects, and that we would maybe even get to see some of that next week. Also, we had a wonderful family meeting. We had our regular fourth Sunday night of the month family meeting, and so the members gathered together to share a meal and the Lord's Supper. It was really productive. It was a smaller group. We had some people that were gone. Obviously, our number of members has been a little lower. But it was a great time. We were able to kind of sit in a giant circle. We could see and we could talk. We had a beautiful conversation, great unity, and it's awesome to see sort of the ministry ambitions that we have in front of us, and the ways that each person is involved in ministry outside the church and seeking to minister to people. So it was a wonderful time. Some of the things that came out of that was that we spent a lot of time talking about deacons and what the Bible has to say about deacons. So we laid a good groundwork for deacons and how we can equip the saints to do ministry in these different areas. And so we've started doing that, which was wonderful. We also had a conversation about the 2024 budget, and so it was great to kind of have people talk a little bit about how they can give and support financially what we're doing as a church, and that'll give me some direction and some framework to present a budget at our November meeting for 2024. By God's grace, we have a good amount of money in our checking account, so we're able to kind of look with some gospel ambition towards what is coming in the future, and so praise God for that. We also voted to bring Rachel Dodd on as an administrative assistant. She's going to work 5 to 8 to 10-ish hours a week. We are going to compensate her for her time there, and so you're going to see more from Rachel Dodd. Thank you, Rachel, for your willingness to serve in this way, and thank you, members, for being willing to invest in this. It's going to be a huge help to me. Her experience is vast, her seminary education, her experience in other churches, just what she's already done to help the church. It'll be great to get a little bit more of her time and to kind of allow her to do even more things and to cover some gaps and make some things better behind the scenes for our church. It'll be a great benefit to me and Bree in particular, and I think to you. So you can go ahead and just anticipate getting communication from her, and so she's going to be a big help there. So that was a wonderful decision made last night as well. This coming weekend, I need to let you know that I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be preaching up in Bellefouche for Stephen Carson. He is on our pastoral accountability and care team that we just created recently to kind of support me and our church with some faithful pastors from the outside to kind of help strengthen and bolster our church and to provide some care and some accountability for me. He's going to be preaching at another church, so he asked me if I would preach this Sunday. So I'm going to preach Philippians 1:19 through 21, glorious passage. And so I've decided, Bree and I agreed that I would go ahead and take a day on either side of next Sunday and just go up in the Northern Hills, find a quiet place, and just kind of have a personal weekend retreat. So I won't be there Sunday. Help each other out, help Bree out, and you're going to have Aaron Utek come and bring the rest of Mark chapter 2. He also serves on this pastoral accountability and care team, and he loves you. He doesn't know all of you very well, but he's preached a couple times already and is serving on this team. And so it'll be a joy for you to hear him. He preaches shorter than me too, so it'll be good for you to hear from him. Also, our Kids Belong rap team needs a few more people to jump in and be a part of that. So if you want to help support a foster family, we do have a rap team, and we need a few more people to join that team. So you can talk to me or Jacob Holden about ways that you could help be part of a team that helps support a foster family and helps keep them in the game. There's a big foster family shortage in our county, and this is one way that we can help keep one family from burning out. And so just want to throw that out there. And then lastly, I want to take just a couple minutes to promote something new that I've just decided to throw out there and host, which is a Surviving the Holidays. It's from Grief Share. This is a ministry that helps people process the loss of a loved one. And so how to do that in a group format. And they have a special 1-2-hour session, kind of one-shot deal on how to survive the holidays. And so I've got the material. I literally just like 15 minutes ago finished working through all of the material. It is wonderful. It is excellent stuff. And so on November 12th from 6 to 8 p.m., that's a Sunday night, I'm going to host a group that will go through this material. So if you have experienced the loss of a loved one and the holidays are very, very difficult, I would love for you to come and just hear some of these tools and some of this instruction, and to kind of share together in a discussion format ways that others might be working through this together, to kind of share our grief, as the ministry is named Grief Share. There's a 35-minute video with just experts and testimonies to just sort of help, super practical. It's definitely Christian. There's a gospel appeal at the end. But it's not pushy, which is really great. And so even someone who's not a Christian could come and I think find a lot of benefit without feeling like it's a bait and switch. And so there's this 35-minute video, and then there's some time with some questions for there to be discussion. No one is forced to share anything, but there's an opportunity to sort of process some things together and to encourage one another. And then everybody gets one of these booklets called Surviving the Holidays. And this thing is awesome. This thing, let me just kind of highlight a few things. It gives you 6 signs of healing. Am I making progress in my grief? Talks about how to prepare for the holidays, how to have a plan going into the holidays, how to consider your traditions, your Christmas traditions now with your loved one gone. How does that affect your traditions? What should stay? What should go? What should be different? How to respond to invitations. You're invited to a Christmas party or Thanksgiving dinner, and man, what should I do? How do I respond? How can I say no in a gracious way? Getting through the day, how to face the pain, how to remember your loved one, how for that day to be honest, but also joyful, and learning from the holidays. What does Thanksgiving and Christmas have to teach us about how we grieve? There's some information on how to deal with your emotions. There's daily readings. There's ways to quantify your grief. There's like a chart here to kind of help identify your emotions. How to prepare for emotional ambushes when the grief just kind of all of a sudden jumps on you when you're not expecting it. So it gives some tools on that. How to write a grief letter. How to create a plan. How to be careful not to overburden yourself. How do you know when maybe you're taking on too many things? Maybe you're withdrawing too much. There's things like holiday meals and baking. How does grief affect meal preparation? I mean, there's just a vast amount of things that are here that this will be a gift to people. How to respond to comments and questions when people ask about your loved one. How do you decide what you do and don't want to say? How do you decide how to graciously not say something if you don't want to? How to control negative self-talk when you're alone. How to survive a social event. So, I mean, it's just packed full of like 60 some pages of really practical, helpful stuff for anybody. And it's definitely got a gospel underpinning to it as well. So if you are in that spot where you've lost a loved one and the holidays are hard, I think this will be helpful. If you know someone that really finds the holidays difficult because of the loss of a loved one, maybe encourage them to come, maybe consider coming with them. We're going to limit the group to about 10. So we don't want this to be a big thing, because that would be actually kind of counterproductive. So it's going to be a small event, but if this is you, would you consider being a part of it? If you've gone through a loss and you've processed it and you want to help others, that would be wonderful. I would love your assistance. If you're still processing a lot of this yourself, this will be helpful. If you know someone that really is facing a very difficult season ahead, maybe invite them to come and maybe come with them. And so I just want to put that out there. November 12th, 6 to 8 p.m. Grief Share, Surviving the Holidays. It's just a 2-hour one-time thing, but it's really, really great. And I would love to offer it for those, because I know, as I've talked with people in our community, and I've talked with many of you, almost everybody has a loss. And the holidays can be very difficult. So we'd love to just lean into that in a real gracious way and help equip people to have with some skills and tools to help make sure that the holidays go a little bit better and actually are a healing thing, even if they are difficult. So, all right, that's enough. This video is longer than I wanted it to be, but I really wanted to highlight that surviving the holidays and really encourage you to pray. It's coming up fast. Please help promote it. And if you want to be a part of it, please sign up so that we can then put our plans together and make sure that we have a good atmosphere and it's a good event that's really helpful for people. All right, I love you. Won't see you this weekend, but if there's anything I can do to pray for you, any way that you want to meet this week or anything like that, I'd be happy to do it. And have a good one. We'll see you soon. Bye.